Yes, that's correct. We're going to take an early look at the complete Black Costume Saga omnibus from Marvel Comics. Always a good day when you get a new Spider-Man omnibus, and this one, dare I say, is a must own. This was one of the first trade paperbacks I bought when I was getting back into the hobby, looking for stuff on eBay. I wanted to read up on where did this black suit come from, what storylines did it encompass, and that trade paperback did just that. Now, if I recall, it was called the complete Alien Symbiote Costume Saga, or maybe just the Alien Costume, and for whatever reason they gave it a rename. So what do you think, guys? Do you think they called it the complete Black Costume Saga because most people call it Black Suit Spidey? I've seen some people in the comments say they should have called it the Symbiote Spidey Omnibus, but I don't think they did that because there's already a title called that. So what do you guys call the symbiote? Do you call it the Alien Symbiote Costume, Symbiote Spider-Man, or just the Black Suit Spidey like I call it? Either way, let's take some overhead shots of this book, which is a beauty. All right, so this book comes out on September 25th. At least that's the most up-to-date information I have. And you've got yourself quite a tough decision on which cover to go for because there are two badass covers. So you have the Amazing Spider-Man 252 cover, the first appearance in comics in release date, and then you have the Web of Spider-Man 1, beautiful painted cover, iconic just as well. I think if I had the choice, I probably would have picked this one anyway, just because it goes more with the Omni, I guess. It's the first appearance of the suit, AF-15 homage. I like how it has a different trade dress. They have a black and white aesthetic with this book, as you can see with the spine, and we'll see that going inside of the book as well. And shockingly, unless I'm mistaken, this doesn't really double dip much. It actually follows up really well with the Roger Stern omnibus, which ends on 252. So you get 252 again, then you get Marvel Team Up 141 and the Spectacular Spider-Man issue. I don't remember that number off the top of my head. I want to say 90, which all three of these books came out in the same month, dare I say the same week, and are all tied as the first appearance of the Black Suit Symbiote. And then you get 252 through 263, Annual 18, Marvel Team Up, like I mentioned, 141, but also through 150. You get Annual 7, Spectacular 90 through 100 with Annual 4, and Web of Spider-Man 1. So the beginning and the end, the alpha, the omega, the start, the finish. Okay, $125 cover price. Don't pay cover price. Go to our sponsor, organicpricebooks.com. It'll be heavily discounted. You could save an additional $2 if you use code GemMint at checkout. Packaging will be bomb-proof and super fast, and you can pre-order so you don't miss out on your favorite cover. And if you're overseas, if you're in the EU, check out comicsbugle.com. Not to make this a super long plug, but I have a lot of international viewers, and you guys are always asking me where you can get these Omnis. So Comics Bugle is the same thing. It's discounted while they're in stock. You can use code GEMMINT to save $2. Recycled, bomb-proof packaging, fast shipping, free shipping if you're in the EU with no taxes or import fees. Bro, if you live in the EU, I mean, that's like a no-brainer. Comicsbugle.com. Sorry for the plugs, but at least they're beneficial to the content of this video. Anyway, it's the ultimate fashion disaster. This is a successful character. You don't change the costume of a successful character midway through the run just for the hell of it. Well, back in the 80s, Marvel did just that. And with this costume, he got a little bit more than he bargained for. We know it's a living symbiote. We know it augments his powers, but it kind of wants to bond with him and make him work overtime even when he's trying to sleep. So we get all that. We get the Secret Wars 8 stuff where he first gets the suit. We'll take a look at that in a moment. And then he goes up with against some familiar foes. You have the Rose, you have Jack-O-Lantern, you have the Black Fox, Red Ghost with his super apes. You got Spot, my daughter's favorite comic book villain, and of course the Puma. He has a relationship with Black Cat throughout here as well. She's more interested in Spider-Man, not so much nerdy Peter Parker. So we'll get into all that. You have Tom DeFalco on here with Al Milgrom, Louise Simonson, Ron Friends, and Greg LaRocque. That is the inside of the DJ. And what's cool about the hardcover, these are the covers for those trade paperbacks that I mentioned when it was called the Alien Symbiote Saga. Beautiful artwork here, man. Spine is in the reverse. I actually kind of wish this was on the dust jacket. I wonder if that's what it looks like for the Web of Spider-Man cover. We'll have to see who pops that one out. Another trade paperback cover, very cool. Silhouette is the symbiote, regular red and blue PJs, opening up to some fittingly black cover pages, black and white. Love this symbiote. I think that's from Web of One. Great artwork. I do like the aesthetic here. You have all your credits. Then we have our table of contents. So you get excerpts from Marvel Superhero Secret Wars 8 and 9 plus 12. So if I recall, now I could be way off base, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Secret Wars 8 was supposed to come out before ASM 252. But whatever kind of delay in publishing led to 252 coming out, along with Marvel Team Up 141 and Spectacular 90, and are technically the first appearance. He just hops out on the scene in his own title, and you're like, what the hell? And it wasn't until Secret Wars 8 comes out that we get the origin of the symbiote. Thor goes in with a battered costume, comes out with a fresh new one. Spider-Man doesn't have his threads, his needles, so he goes into the same room, picks the machine he thinks gave Thor the costume, but we do know that little glob, ball, alien symbiote was not the right machine. It was living or being captured or what have you. So anyway, I remember this went up, the original art went up for sale recently. I think it did crazy money. And when I say recently, it could have been like 4 years ago. You know how time flies. Anyway, he's messing with the Fantastic Four. He's realizing that the symbiote can respond to his mental thoughts. It can be used as camouflage. It can give him organic webbing. He doesn't have to spend money to create the webbing, which was very expensive for Peter. So we get those Secret Wars things, just the black suit symbiote related stuff, and then we jump into said ASM 252. Man, big, bold artwork. Yeah, he hops on the scene coming from Battle World. Everyone's like, what the heck? What is this costume? He could jump super high. Again, he's learning what functions this suit has, the camouflage aspect, and of course, he's digging it. Then he's got Black Cat. We explore that relationship throughout here. And then we get the Black Symbiote story. So, well, here's again, Marvel Team Up 141. He's teaming up with Daredevil. Those other team up issues, I believe he's teaming up with like Moon Knight in this run. A couple of those. And then here is Spectacular. Yeah, 90. Not even on the cover. So like key issue wise, this has always been the least sought after. It's actually really just a cameo. I think this is the only page in this book where he's got the black symbiote. So really just a cameo, to be real. 252 is the book to own. All right, so then, yeah, here's the rows. So now we're just jumping through regular ASM. He's fighting villains. He's doing his thing, but he's got the black suit. So you're getting teases here and there of what does that mean? How is it affecting him? Which we all know and love by this time. But yeah, I don't think that we have, even the Spectacular Spider-Man Omni, at least right now, the first one that's out doesn't go this far. So unless there's an omnibus I'm forgetting, I don't think there is like heavy double dipping in this book. All right, so we're keeping it moving. You just have two ongoing Spider-Man titles at the time with Amazing and Spectacular, telling different stories, but it'll all come to a head in that Web of Spider-Man 1 issue, which is an important issue, man. That's the one where Spider-Man tries to get rid of the costume. So we get the return of Hobgoblin, which first appears in ASM 238, which is collected in that Spider-Man by Roger Stern omnibus. So again, this is a really great follow-up to that. This might end up being obsolete if, you know, when we eventually get there in the ASM volumed numbers and the Spectacular volume numbers, but Marvel kind of does that on purpose. Like, you can either collect these omnis in a themed manner, by artist, by saga, by event, or you can go just chronologically, which is what I prefer. But for now, this is an omnibus to own, man. If you love Venom, first of all, Spot, again, my youngest, her favorite because of the Into the Spider-Verse movies, or what is it, Across the Spider-Verse. If you're a fan of Venom, you got Spider-Man vs. Venom reprints coming out, or just came out, I should say. And then here is, you know, what led up to that. Spider-Man getting rid of the symbiote, learning from the Fantastic Four that it's alive, it wants to bond with him, it's no bueno. And I kind of just kind of flipping through. We see the symbiote like this, doing its own thing, or, you know, making Peter go out and fight crime even when he is asleep and he's exhausted. So that's all throughout these stories. In the end, here we get the original concept art by Mike Zeck. I really like the black and red, man. This should have been used in like Thunderbolts red if Spidey was on the team. Article talking about the new direction of Spidey. Hobgoblin's back, very cool character. New Web of Spider-Man, so we're talking about the, I guess it would be the third at the time, ongoing Spidey title, and then they would have McFarlane with Spider-Man, then we would have 4, then forget it, you got Untold Tales. They were milking the hell out of Spider-Man at this time. Okay, so here's the original cover for Secret Wars 8 with some slight differences. The head's a little bit different. The legs, it said, was reworked. So some cool symbiote bonus material, some original pages here. Very cool, very cool. Let's see what else we have. This is ASM 253. A forward by Jim Salicrup, 1988. So this is just a few years after that. And then here are the original trade paperbacks collecting this material. Same images on the actual hardcover. See, the Saga of the Alien Costume. Nobody calls it that. Marvel Tales reprinting issues had amazing covers by Todd McFarlane and Ron Lim. So these are Todd covers. And then here are Ron Lim covers. This one is by Marshall Rogers, though, but Ron Lim right here. Ron Lim doesn't mean Spidey, y'all. These are more Ron Lim reprints. Continuing with Ron. Yeah, he doesn't mean Spidey, y'all. You often think of Silver Surfer when you think Ron Lim, but this stuff looks great. Yeah, so he did a lot of these Marvel Tales covers. Here's some recolored trade paperback covers. Yeah, this is what I had. The complete Alien Saga Book 1 trade paperback cover by Ron Frenz, Claus Johnson, and Matt Miller. So recolored. This was a Todd recolor, I think. No, maybe not. Ron Frenz as well. And then, yeah, so here are some more trade paperback covers, and that's what you get, man. Let me know what you guys think about the Spider-Man Complete Black Saga Omnibus. What do you call it? Black Suit Spidey, Symbiote Spidey, Alien Costume Spidey. Which cover are you going to get? Are you getting 252 or are you getting Web of? Check out for this book September 25th. Keep an eye out if it comes out sooner or later. Stay minty fresh. Peace.